Hi, everybody.
Hi, guys. Welcome back. We're so happy that you're here. We have little Romeo here.
Yes, we do.
Just want to make sure
Little
the
buddy.
audio is working.
He works with us every day. Every time we're doing a podcast or a call, he'll sit next to our desk.
He loves being a part of it. Let's see.
Yes. Well, he knows
Okay.
we love him being a part of it, too.
Right. Okay, good. Audio's working. So today's episode is really an important one. We're going to talk about the importance of really when you go out of your comfort zone, it gives you more energy. And a lot of times as humans, we don't want to go out of our comfort zone. We want to stay comfortable. And that's the easy way to do it. But the magic happens when we actually leave our comfort zone.
Yeah, so for an example is when I was when I was in college. I
Yeah.
was going to college to become a teacher, and I kept thinking over and over in my head, wow, when I become a teacher, am I going to be able to handle all this energy? And I would overthink this all of the time, even though I was doing internships in my college and I was literally being a teacher, but I was in somebody else's class. This was going on in my head and it was draining me. So then I was tying, whoa, if I go and be a teacher in the public schools, am I going to be drained from that?
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of the times it's because we're overthinking it. Because whenever I actually did it and I became a teacher, yeah, there were times where I felt drained and tired at the very beginning. But after you get over the hump and you get the basics down and all of that, I actually was flooded with all of this energy that I never had before.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It really is the overthinking. And it's interesting you brought that up because I feel like a lot of psychic mediums will come to Mediumship Mastery Circle, the membership, and they're like, oh my gosh, is this feeling going to go away? I feel so nervous before my event. And I'm like, should I be doing my event? That's what I'm hearing them say. They're like in their head trying to figure out, should I do this? Because I'm feeling so drained before I even start the event. Once they do it, they feel free.
You feel free, right?
So that they move a lot of energy and they realize, I love this. I love this work. But it's getting to that space of just taking that step.
Yeah, and you're thinking about what's actually draining me. Is it the actual thing that I
Right.
overcome and is that draining me? Or is it because I'm overthinking it? And are there resistance that I'm going to have to hit whenever I do a new thing? Which temporarily you lose momentum there and you can lose
Yeah.
energy to start off, but it doesn't stay there. It actually quickly you get through that resistance. If you allow it, you're aware of it, and we're telling you about it right now. You're aware of it. If you go back to when you did this and you went outside your comfort zone with whatever it is, there's that initial resistance, right? That internal resistance, the outside resistance. But then as you overcome that and you realize this is part of the process, you allow it to come and go just like, a rainstorm comes and goes. Eventually, you get into a new level, a new zone. Think about it when you did this before. Maybe your career you're in right now, or maybe you're a psychic medium in your business and you're working full time before you were part time, whatever it is. Think about how this is applied to you because this law of nature, I'll call it, this law of the universe will continue to play out and you can have fun at it. Like I literally reversed my belief from, oh wow, like my inner music, my vision that I see inside, that's overwhelming. How am I going to handle that?
Mm-hmm.
To now, like literally every day, I'm aware of the resistance. I'm aware I'll lose some of the energy, but my whole belief in my being, because I've experienced it so many times, is no, that is going to energize me. And if I don't go after that, if I drag my feet, that's what drains me. If I drag my feet and I keep overthinking about
Yeah.
what my inner music is, that's the main thing that drains me.
Yeah, that's more draining. It's so funny because it's polar opposites to think about. And I think right now in this moment, think about something that you've wanted to do, but you've kind of put off because it was scary to you. Think about it. And if you're sitting at a desk, write it down, put it in your phone, notepad, whatever you have to do. Um, but think about it and think about what's on the other side of fear. Because most likely there's magic on the other side of that fear of if I do it, this. And I know a big thing for me was when I was teaching third grade, and you know the story, and a lot of our listeners already know it, is I was really afraid to leave third grade and go full time with the psychic mediumship stuff. But it wasn't even just about really serving clients because I was doing that. I was volunteering my readings for years, giving free readings. It was more about being visible online and the fear of being seen. And also there were a few fears. Fear of being seen, one, because I was just coming out. Some people didn't know that I was a psychic medium. The people that didn't receive the readings, they had no clue what I was doing behind the scenes with the practice and the hours that I was putting in. The other theme that was going on in my head was, wait, I'm a third grade teacher. And what if I get in trouble because I have another business on the side that I'm a psychic medium, which wouldn't really make sense. But that was a fear that came up. Being seen as a third grade teacher goes psychic medium. How will that look to parents if they find out that I'm a psychic medium too? And then just what would people think, thinking, who does she think she is, putting herself out there and all of a sudden showing up as the expert online? Those are huge fears. And it wasn't until I read the book Dying to Be Me by Anita Morjani, all about her near-death experience, about the importance of being yourself, that I actually got out of my own way and realized I'm doing a disservice to people if I don't share what's happening behind the scenes. I was experiencing this deep grief. I was receiving signs. There were so many magical moments that I was keeping to myself. And there are moments where you keep those things sacred, but I knew when it was time to start sharing. And I felt very uncomfortable to share those vulnerable moments.
Right. And thinking back and looking back in that, you realize that what helped you overcome this and have the clarity was not the initial thinking and like what you were talking about, overthinking it and thinking about, is this going to drain me, or is, how am I going to handle this? What are they going to think? It was actually doing it, right?
Yeah.
Going out and putting it into action, and then allowing the truth to settle in. And then you start to realize all of the things that you were thinking, 99% of them never are going to happen.
Yeah, some of them did, but I got through it.
And some of them did happen, like the people judging you. People will judge you.
They're always going to judge you.
No matter what you do. So that doesn't matter. It's not because you're doing this. No matter what you do, people are going to judge you. So there's things that you can't get away from no matter what. You might as well follow your inner music, right? And it all comes down to the action. That's what it is. It's like, so literally, if you listen to a podcast episode, you could take all kinds of notes throughout this episode alone. But if you want to make it most valuable, think about what's one action I must take immediately. Like, you should do this. I do this. And that's how I could tell you to do this. Every mastermind you take, every coaching session you do, every video you watch, every course you take, come back and think, what's one action I could apply immediately? Because what, from my experience and what I've seen with different clients and just working with people, is a majority of people overthink shit, and they try to take all of these notes and they try to apply a million different things, and guess what happens? They never end up applying one. Or
they just take in a bunch of information.
Yeah.
And so we were just talking about this actually because, well, this is a side note. I guess this is going out of the comfort zone to talk about it because I'm in the middle of it right now. But it's coming up for a reason. When you're saying that, it's making me think about this past week. And I've been very focused on reading books targeted to certain areas. Like I'll think, okay, I want to zone in on this area and master this area. And my area right now that I'm zoning in on is my physical body and my well-being from the inside out, not just, outer appearance, but like to glow from the inside out because of being nourished. So I have a stack of books that I have connected to the body. I've done a bunch of courses and all of this. And me and Tony were talking about it, and we were having a conversation about the body. And I don't even know where I was with the conversation, but we were just talking about, okay, I just need to take action. Like, I can read the books, but I need to just do something. I can't figure out, like, is this the right way for me? Is that going to work? And I'll try out this. And it's like, just do it. And I was very stuck in trying to figure out what's going to work for me, that it was actually using up my energy trying to figure out why did this happen to me? Why did I hold on to this weight? And it just kind of got in the way with taking action. And all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go and I'm going to wake up in the morning and walk. And I feel like that is a perfect example of getting stuck in the headspace and not taking action by just reading and not doing.
Well, because that happens a lot with people, is they get stuck in consuming information,
right? Because
they're running away from their fears.
Exactly.
And most people don't want to admit that. They're no, I just need more information. It's like, no, you're fucking scared.
Yeah.
You know what to do right now. Are you doing it? And if the answer is no, quit reading information. If the answer is yes, right, you could take in information because
Yeah.
now you're balancing it out. But if you're sitting here saying, oh, no, 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 I'm not, I need to go study all these different courses first. For some people, that might be true. Very rarely is the case. Most people that we work with or come in contact with, they've been reading books for 20 years.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's like apply this shit in your business
Yeah,
right
you
now.
have to apply it.
Like no more studying, no more reading. Maybe it's time, and that's how we get stuck in our comfort zones. Is we make up all these excuses. Oh, we're studying. We're getting our PhD on top of a PhD on top of a PhD. It's like, okay, if that's what you're pulled to do, do that. But if you're doing it because you're running away from something, you're scared,
Well,
and that
sometimes
takes
people,
a level of awareness and courage to really admit that.
No, that's true. And what happens as humans is I'm always learning. I'm always growing, and I love doing that. We talk about this all the time. You guys know, if you're connected to us on here, we're always students, but there is a balance between taking action, not just buying a bunch of courses and not doing anything about it. Like actually using the things that you're learning. So for example, with like mediumship, unlock your inner medium, level 1, people could take that course and do it on their own, which is totally fine. But watching the videos is not the same when you go out in the field and actually do the readings. So some people like more working with people and getting in a group because they don't have that sense of themselves, of knowing that I'm going to actually make this happen. I'm going to do the readings on my own. So you have to think about, like, what things are you just kind of going through the motions and taking action, but not really taking it in? Because you can do a million things, but if you're not actually taking the action, it's not going to work. And I will say this, with what I've recognized with the self-help field and people doing the self-help thing, is it's so easy to get the next stamp of approval to say, I have this credibility, which is important. It goes along with the intention to be a business.
Certificate,
but another certificate, which I give completion certificates to my students, my Unlock Your Inner Medium 5-month students. They get the completion certificates. But if you're doing things just to say that you have the certificate or have the award, you're going to be chasing awards and certificates all of your life and never feel fulfilled.
And can we slow them down for a second? Their clients really, most of them could give a shit less.
No, that's true.
Awards or certificates.
That's true.
At the end of the day. So
They
at the end of the
don't.
day, it doesn't even. It's like
It
you
doesn't-
gotta do this for yourself, right? You gotta.
Exactly.
This needs to be like a self-actualizing thing, to where it's like, I'm studying, I'm getting my PhD, I'm training in this, getting these certifications, because I want to keep being the best me. Not where it's like, oh, hey, look now, everybody, look, I got this now, so come to my business. And I feel like it's like posturing. People are posturing.
True.
Trying to do that, and there's a distinction between doing that or between actually doing it for the right reasons, or the right reasons.
Right. And there's going to be part of you as a human. Like, I think of like getting like, I have my master's. We know this, the master's. It's nice to say that you have your master's. You could put that on your website. You could say that you have master's, and automatically the human brain, there's credibility there. Okay. But at the same time, just going off of that title, it's not going to work long. Yeah. Like, my experience with going to college, like we've talked about this, our experience with going to college, to me, is more powerful to say I went to college, because of the experience of being with other people and like...
That's it. Socializing, all of the great skills you learn there. So
it's having that balance of the two, because you're going to have that human mind, like my business hat goes on to this too, because when I'm talking about to my business students and we're talking to our masterminders, we talk about the importance of showing that you're credible, but then also having the balance of it's a balance. So like people that know our teachings will understand this conversation. People that are just walking into the teaching, they'd be like, that doesn't make sense with you're saying one thing, but
it's a paradox.
It is a paradox.
The people that know, they know, like you said. And the point is this needs to be an internal thing. This needs to be something where
if you're constantly
you're driven internally. You're not driven externally, where you're like, I'm doing all these things because it's the right thing to do, and I need to have this certificate because it looks good, or you get lost in this world of I need to get 1 million likes, I need to be seen in this way, and we forget why we're even doing our business, right? If you're a medium or a coach or a healer, we forget the real reasons. And I'm asking you right now, like, so those things that you're going out of your comfort zone for, right? That vision, that inner music that you cultivate every day, every week. You see very clearly, you tell your friends about it. That vision of that school, or you're going to go full time into your mediumship business, or whatever it is, right?
Yes. Yeah, think about that. And the other thing is when it comes to going out of your comfort zone, there's going to be moments where you're like, I want to go back into my shell after a lot of those moments.
Yeah. And that's a good point, because we talk a lot with our mastermind clients,
Yeah.
with our retreat clients, with people we work with, about how it's a lifestyle. Like, literally,
Exactly.
this business you're in, if you're a psychic medium, healer, or coach, with most of our listeners are, this is a different realm, right? This is
Yeah.
not like a typical job. So it's like, what we've realized over time is we need to adapt our lifestyle to it. We need to figure out our lifestyle first and then put our business around that, because of what you just said. We're empaths. I could get drained very easily if I don't take care of myself, if I don't strategically plan out different parts of my year. Like, we take our summer trips. That's a huge
Yeah.
recharge for us, because we're out on the road, we're free, we get to go to St. Louis, Boston, see different cities, and have like this free feeling, to where if I didn't have that throughout the year, me personally, I wouldn't be as powerful of a coach as I could be. And I know this, and that's what we're helping everybody else to see too, is what is that for you? Like, what do you need to do for yourself? That way, these fears of being drained, of being out of your comfort zone, because we are so many of them, they want to be on stage, write books, and do all this magical stuff on this planet that actually takes a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And if you don't take care of yourself right, you don't set yourself, you don't see the fastball coming before it comes, and then anticipate. Anticipation is power. Like, if you could look at your year and anticipate what's coming, and then put in a daily practice for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell our clients that we're like professional athletes. We're working with our mind, body, soul. We need to take care of ourselves in a similar way as a professional athlete, because they're taking care of themselves, because that's what makes their business run. That's what makes their career run. Same thing with us. So we need to set our,
Yeah.
our eating habits up, our physical exercise, our play, our connection with family and friends, all of that. See, it's a big picture. And this doesn't just happen with 1 month.
No.
1 year even. I mean, I'm in my 6th year consecutively as an entrepreneur, and I'm still putting these pieces together. And if you look at me today compared to year 1, it's a drastic change. Like, what I would tell you then would be
Mhm.
way drastic, even from probably a year ago.
Yeah, we could look at these podcast episodes and see
So
the
this is
difference.
all the game of going out of your comfort zone. There's a lot of working pieces here. I'll say for sure, if you're someone who, as a business, get the support while you do this, because no doubt about it, there's a lot of energy involved. There's a lot of layers to this. You got family, you got friends, you got your internal resistance, you got your external resistance. Like, this is a big part of what we help our clients with, is helping them smoothly go out of their comfort zone, because this is a problem. It was a problem for me. It's a problem for you at times, but we figured out pieces to put in.
Well, and it's the question of why. Like, why do you want this? Why do you want the book deal? Why do you want to be on stage? Is it for the purpose of being seen because you feel like you have something important to share? Is it the importance of giving value and helping people? Is it because you see someone else doing and it looks like they have this grand life? Like, I think asking the question is like, why do you want to do it? And I think that brings a lot of clarity, because a lot of people that come to us come in a space of either lack of clients or having so many clients that they have no life outside of it. They're either burnt out in trying to make their business work, or they're burnt out because they're doing a million things. So it's like, okay, why do you want this? And really tuning into what's important. And sometimes it means going out of the comfort zone of actually taking a break from working. Don't you find that with...
Yeah, it is. And the reasons why will bring that clarity. They'll either know that, or they'll know something else.
Yes.
Or they'll know that this isn't even what I want to do.
Right.
Because we can tell them with confidence that if their reasons why they're doing something aren't solid, they're going to fall. They're going to crumble. Like, if your reason for you to go put out a book, or to create a podcast, or to go on video, or to go online is because it's only to be seen, like you want to be seen, you're not going to last. Like you're literally going to burn out. It's not deep enough. But if your reason why is you're going to impact the people that are going through depression or going through pain like you went through when you were younger, or something that's very deep, maybe you had a kid go through something, or you've seen your parents go through it, you went through it, and it's emotional and it's caused a lot of pain, most likely, right? You're going to be in this game 10 years from now. Most of you won't be, and that's just statistically speaking, the law of averages. Most businesses fail within 5 years, right? Most businesses, if not 100% of them, fail within 10 years, like if they're profitable after that. So it's like, in this game, it's a long-term game.
Yeah.
And you must know the reasons why. So you must get very clear every single day. Lindsay and I, we're working on the reasons why. We're either talking about it, we're
Every
journaling
week.
about it, we're teaching about it, because we know that that is a foundational piece that will bring clarity to everything else that's out of your comfort zone. And it'll give you the reasons why to even do the things out of your comfort zone, right? If you don't have a strong reason why to wake up early in the morning, you're not going to wake up early in the morning. But if you do, you're waking up no matter what.
That's a good. You're definitely, definitely in the flow. When you're speaking, I'm thinking of all these ideas as I'm listening to you, and I'm thinking about the clients that we work with and how when they have the space to actually see clearly and see their why, all of a sudden magic starts happening. They're like, "Whoa! I didn't know that that was my why. I thought it was this reason, but it's so much deeper." Because they're given the space to see it. They're getting the questioning, the techniques. We're holding the space. We're not saying much, but okay, why do you feel that way? And then they have the space to think clearly. Wow, I never even knew that was in me. And they start to get emotional. There's usually tears during the why because they're going deeper, like you mentioned, the emotions. And then from there, what ends up happening is once you see your why and you feel the power of that and it keeps you going, it starts to permeate into the atmosphere, into the people that you're coming into contact with, whether it's clients or prospective clients or family members. People feel that edge that you have, that energy that comes out, the reason why, the love, the intention of why you're doing what you're doing. And from there, because of that clarity, things start coming in quickly. And people are like, wait, I don't get it. I've been doing my business trying for 15 years. Why all of a sudden do I have all these clients coming to me wanting to book with me? And it's because the clarity and the intention and the energy of the why is actually permeating out. So there's a lot of energetics that come into play when it comes to anything that you're doing, whether you recognize it or not. And every single thing in your life is communicating with you. When clients aren't showing up, that's a communication right there. When you feel like something's a struggle, that's communication right there. There's something that's out of alignment. So you have to pay attention to those things.
Yeah, so just to recap, so you're going to feel resistance. You can't escape it when you go out of your comfort zone. You're going to feel it internally, you're going to feel it externally. Depending on how much you're going out of your comfort zone, the level will probably increase. You know, you're going 4 steps ahead. Wow, 4 steps ahead of energy and resistance is going to come. Accept it. Number 1, accept it, allow it, go through it. The second thing is, what else did we talk about in this episode? Is whenever you
Well, take action.
oh yeah, so like it is action. So the second thing is take action. Get out of your head.
Get support.
So get the support that you need. Take action, right? If you stay in your head, you're dead, right? You heard that over and over and over again. You can't solve anything in your head, right?
And don't start and stop. You shouldn't be putting the gas on and then the brake on. That's a common theme that comes up with people, especially entrepreneurs when you're
so allow the resistance, feel it, take the action anyways, right? We all have that voice inside where it says, I feel like I'm not enough. What if I won't be loved with this? That's all universal. The difference between some people is they hear it and they still take action. Are you going to be that person? Take action anyways. Take action anyways. And then number 3, take action anyways. Take action anyways, right? That's how you get out of your comfort zone. You'll start to see. Have you ever done something and you're like, holy shit, why was I afraid of this?
Well,
like,
after you do it, you feel better.
I did it with the retreat. Like, I was so scared to do the retreat the first time. And then once I did it, I'm like, wait, I get to sit in a beautiful home on the beach with people that are awesome, that think similar to I do, and we get to go deep and have transformational conversations. Wow. Like, why was I afraid of something that's so awesome to me that
I know.
like is literally a dream life to me, right? Are you afraid of things like that? You shouldn't be. Once you do them, you'll realize like that's crazy. Like this is
Mm-hmm.
amazing that I could go out of my comfort zone and I have the tools to do it.
Exactly. So share with us any insights that you received today. Last thing that we want to share, that's coming up in May, if you are interested in really balancing business, your mission, and your life, and really getting propelled and have an accountability group to the next level, we are taking 5 new members for our mastermind. So that is coming up in May. You have to apply. So go to lindsaymarino.com or go to tonycmitchell.com, click the application, and we will be going through those applications. We'll reach out to you to let you know if it's a good fit, and we would love to work with you. We're working with psychic mediums, healers, coaches, people that are in the industry of helping, that are open to the spirituality, the concepts, and energetics of the mission and the business, but also going deep. So you have to be ready for it. If you feel called, apply and we'll be in touch with you.
Yeah, and this is only for people who are ready for a deep transformational experience. This is not something you come to and you're just passively taking notes
Right.
and learning, okay, I'll go do that now. No, we're going deep, and we're going deep within to you, and it can be uncomfortable at times, but very powerful, and it unleashes a lot of energy in your life and our lives as we do it. We just love this. This is one of our favorite services
Yeah.
that we offer. And we're so excited for the right people to come in who are ready, the psychic mediums, the healers, the coaches, to take your business and your life to a next level. And if you don't feel like you have a balance there either, we can help balance those out too, to where you actually are like figuring out a way to implement your business naturally into your lifestyle in the same way that we do every single year.
Yeah.
So we're excited to work with the right people for that one.
Okay, guys, we will see you next episode.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.